The tablet war as we know it just ended. While everyone was looking at Apple, Samsung was quietly building something that doesn't just compete with the iPad, it makes the iPad look like a digital picture frame. Welcome back to TechVibe, your home for the future of hardware. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on the most ambitious piece of mobile tech Samsung has ever conceived, the Galaxy Tab S12 Ultra. If you've been holding off on a tablet upgrade, or if you've been tempted to switch to the competition, you need to stay tuned until the very end. We have the leaked benchmarks, the revolutionary display details, and a new silicon chip that is literally outperforming high-end laptops. Let's dive in. For years, the tablet market has felt iterative. A slightly better screen here, a marginally faster processor there. But 2026 is different. The Tab S12 Ultra isn't just an evolutionary update. It is a fundamental shift in how we define a portable computer. Let's start with the thing that's going to stop you in your tracks, the design. For the first time in the Ultra's history, the notch is dead. Samsung has finally perfected the next generation of under-display camera technology. This isn't that blurry, pixelated mess we saw on earlier foldable devices. This is a seamless, invisible dual-lens array hidden behind a massive 14.8-inch Tandem OLED panel. Imagine nearly 15 inches of pure, edge-to-edge glass with zero interruptions. This display is pushing 3000 nits of peak brightness. To put that in perspective, you could use this under direct desert sunlight and still see every detail of a dark cinema scene. It's the brightest, most color-accurate panel ever fitted to a mobile device. But a pretty face means nothing without brains. And this is where the Tab S12 Ultra gets scary. Under the hood, we are looking at the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2. Early benchmarks are leaking, and they aren't just beating current Pro tablets, they are rivaling the desktop-class chips expected later this year. We're talking about a 45% jump in multi-core performance over the previous generation. But here is the real kicker for creators and power users. Samsung is rumored to be offering a 24GB RAM variant. Yes, 24GB of RAM in a tablet. This isn't for scrolling through social media. It's for a new concept called Neural DeX. This is the secret weapon we have been tracking for months. Samsung is moving away from the standard desktop environment we know and moving toward a fully AI-integrated system. With 24 gigs of RAM, the Tab S12 Ultra can run a full Linux-based subsystem or a virtualized Windows environment without breaking a sweat. This is the moment the debate about whether a tablet can replace a laptop finally dies. The answer is now a resounding yes. Now, let's talk about the build quality. If you thought the Armor aluminum was premium, wait until you feel the Grade 5 titanium chassis. It's lighter than the previous Ultra but significantly more rigid. You won't have to worry about this massive slab bending in your backpack. And they've managed to keep it impossibly thin, just 5.5 millimeters. It's a feat of engineering that honestly shouldn't be possible given the hardware inside. This leads us to the S Pen. It's been the best feature of this lineup for years, but for the S12 Ultra, it's getting a major pro makeover. The new pen features localized haptic feedback. This means when you draw on the screen, the pen vibrates subtly to mimic the feeling of different textures, the scratch of pencil on paper, the drag of a brush on canvas, or the click of a felt-tip pen. It's an immersive experience that digital artists have been begging for. But wait, there's more. We need to talk about the battery and charging, because what's the point of all this power if you're tethered to a wall? Samsung is finally addressing the charging speeds of the past. The Tab S12 Ultra is rumored to support 80-watt ultra-fast charging. We're looking at a 12,000 mAh battery that can go from 0 to 50% in about 20 minutes. For a device this size, that is a game-changer. You can get a full day's worth of work done on a single charge, and if you do run low, a quick break is all you need to get back to full power. For the photographers and video callers out there, the camera housing on the back has grown. It's not just for show. Samsung is bringing the 200-megapixel main sensor from its flagship phones over to the tablet. While we don't usually recommend taking photos with a giant slab of glass, this is huge for document scanning, augmented reality applications, and 8K video recording. The front-facing cameras are equally impressive, featuring auto-framing technology that uses artificial intelligence to keep you in focus even if you're moving around the room during a professional call. Let's get into the reality check, the price. Innovation of this caliber doesn't come cheap. Rumors suggest a starting price of $1,299 for the base model, with the high-end 24GB RAM and 2TB storage edition pushing toward the $2,000 mark. It's a massive investment, but when you consider it potentially replaces both your tablet and your high-end laptop, the value proposition starts to shift. As we head toward the predicted late 2026 launch, the hype is reaching a fever pitch. We've seen the renders and we've seen the specs. If even 80% of these leaks are true, Samsung is about to hold the crown for the best mobile productivity device on the planet. This isn't just a gadget, it's a statement. It's a message that the Ultra name actually means something. This device is targeting the professional who needs power on the go without the weight of a traditional workstation. Think about the possibilities of a 14.8-inch canvas that behaves like a high-end PC. We are looking at a future where your tablet isn't just a secondary device, but your primary hub. The integration with the broader ecosystem is also expected to take a leap forward. Imagine seamless file dragging between your phone, your tablet, and your monitor with zero latency, powered by that massive RAM pool. We are also hearing whispers of a new cooling system, a vapor chamber twice the size of the previous model, to ensure that the Snapdragon 8 Elite doesn't throttle during heavy video editing or gaming sessions. This is critical because sustained performance has often been the Achilles heel of thin tablets. Furthermore, the software experience is being rebuilt from the ground up. Android 16 is expected to launch alongside this device, featuring specific optimizations for large-screen multitasking that go far beyond what we've seen before. We are talking about floating windows that behave exactly like a desktop OS, but with the touch-first fluidity of a tablet. It's the convergence we've been waiting for. Before we wrap this up, I want to hear from you. Is that massive screen and the no-notch design enough to make you consider switching your setup? Or is 24GB of RAM just way too much for what you do? Drop a comment below, I read every single one, and I want to know if you think this is the definitive iPad killer. If you found this deep dive helpful, make sure to show your support by liking and subscribing to TechVibe. We are working around the clock to bring you the most authentic, up-to-date leaks and tech news from around the globe. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the products that are shaping our future. Thanks for watching, thanks for being part of the vibe, and we will see you in the next one. Stay curious, stay tech-savvy, and keep vibing.